Nile Gardiner, who is currently the director of the Margaret Thatcher Center for Freedom at the Heritage Foundation, said the European Union has made an issue out of the Irish border, something he said can be easily resolved with technological solutions. Speaking to Express.co.uk, Mr. Gardiner said, "The backstop is just being used as a battering ram by the EU. This is really all about the European Commission trying to derail Brexit. The backstop is just being used as a battering ram by the EUNile Gardiner. The border issue can be solved using the latest advanced technology. There is no need for a hard border between Northern Ireland and the Irish Republic. This is an issue that is being generated and created by EU officials to try and prevent Brexit in the long run and keep Britain tied into the EU's customs union, to prevent Britain from signing its own free trade agreements across the world which would undercut EU tariffs. So this is the kind of protectionist measure by the EU to try and stop Britain from leaving the customs union, and ultimately stop Britain from leaving the European Union altogether. Prime Minister Theresa May took to Brussels last week in hope of getting legal assurances to the controversial backstop, the insurance measure to prevent a hard border on the island of Ireland. Brexit news: EU using Irish border as battering ram. Nile Gardiner warns. Image Getty. Under the arrangement, even if the rest of the UK leaves the EU with no trade or security arrangements, border checks and restrictions on the island of Ireland will not be enforced. But many MPs believe the backstop could end up trapping the UK in an EU customs union after Brexit. Following talks in Brussels, the Prime Minister announced in the House of Commons on Tuesday that she would push her meaningful vote to March 12. The Prime Minister said that if her Brexit deal is rejected, MPs will be offered 2 votes by March 13 on whether the UK leaves with no deal or chooses to delay Brexit beyond March 29. Mrs. May told the House of Commons on Tuesday, "I know members across the House are genuinely worried that time is running out, that if the government doesn't come back with a further meaningful vote, or it loses that vote, Parliament won't have time to make its voice heard on the next steps. I want to reassure the House by making 3 further commitments. Firstly, we will hold a second meaningful vote by March 12 at the latest. If government has not won the meaningful vote by March 12, we will table a motion for it to be voted on by March 13, asking the House if it supports leaving the EU without a withdrawal agreement and framework for a future relationship on March 29. The UK will only leave without a deal on March 29 if there is explicit consent in the House for that outcome," she added. If the House, having rejected the deal negotiated with the EU, then rejects leaving on March 29 without a withdrawal agreement and future framework, the government will on March 14 bring forward a motion on whether Parliament wants to seek a short, limited extension to Article 50. If the House votes for that extension, we will seek to agree that extension to be approved with the EU and bring forward the legislation to change the exit date.